How's it going, everybody? Today on Tasty Good PDX, I'm talking Southern cooking. Here at the Screen Door Restaurant, since 2006, they've been serving up some great home cooking, Southern style, and they're famous for their buttermilk battered fried chicken and catfish. And that's what I'm going to have today on Tasty Good PDX with the executive chef himself, Dan Grill, cooking it up inside the kitchen here at the Screen Door.
Hey, this is Dan Grill up at Screen Door Restaurant. I'm the executive chef, and I'm going to show you how to do catfish and fried chicken our way. What I'm going to show you first is the fried chicken, and we brine that for at least 2 nights. And it's in a salt and sugar solution with some herbs. And then we put it in the buttermilk day of. And the buttermilk helps the dredge kind of stick to the surface of the meat. And so you want to make sure that you get all that buttermilk coating on it before you dip it in your dredge. And what we do is we kind of tear just a little bit, making sure that there's no holes. And you get that so that everything is even. You've kind of, there's always a tapered edge that's thinner than the thick edge on a breast. And so we tear it just slightly so you can get that even so that it all cooks at the same time. Fried chicken is our pace car on the line. So if our pace car takes longer than 5 minutes, the whole show goes down. And everybody waits a little longer for their food that they don't want to wait for long already. And so this is the part where we get that action. We do every chicken by hand. Nothing's processed by a machine or anything. So you get that nice crispy action. You can kind of see it. What you're shooting for is like a cornflake situation. Our flour, without giving away any secrets, it's AP flour, all purpose, no big deal. And then we mix that with salt, cayenne, and black pepper. That's it. But the ratios that's for me to know. So this breast is going to go down right now, Nestor. I'm going over here. You lay it flat. You deglove so you don't get your baskets all nasty. And you drop it slow, because if you drop it too fast, you're going to get curling. And this isn't Canada. So we want a nice flat breast when it comes out of the fryer. We're going to let that fry for about 5 minutes. And while that's going, I'm going to do a catfish for you. Okay, so the catfish we get farm raised. It's best aquaculture practices, BAP. We get them in about 7 to 9 ounce fillets, so we can kind of get very consistent in our portioning. It's really important that we're very consistent. We dip that in buttermilk in our little ramen basket. We lay them flat in the dredge. Now this is another kind of dredge. We call this our oyster dredge. It's cornmeal and flour with the same salt, black pepper, cayenne. Now the important thing about a catfish is that you press it down. And you press it down flat so that you can seal the edges. Those sealed edges are what get you that crispy edge. So that way you get a crispy catfish and moist interior. You just kind of press it down. And you press it down. Now when you're dredging, you always keep a wet hand and a dry hand. You get every hand wet, then all that dredge adheres to you, and you leave a trail. We can find you no matter what, because you touch stuff and it's all dredged up. So these catfish go in now. Our chicken breast should be just about done. We're going to temp it. Watch your head. We're right at 160, so it's safe to eat. But we usually drop it down just a sec to get that coating a little extra crispy. Now that catfish is going to go right in here. We already had 2 ready to go. We're going to drop it right in and fry that off. Going to get some of that grease off of this chicken, hang out there, and get this catfish down in its own area. This chicken then moves to the chicken coop until it gets sent to the table. So I'm just heating up a little extra of the tasso gravy for the fried chicken at night.
And this is a Louisiana style New Orleans roux.
This is a very Cajun style gravy. So Cajun, you got a lot more kind of heat in the Cajun cuisine, and in this specifically, the heat comes, and generally it comes from cayenne pepper, and so this specifically is made out of tasso ham that we make in-house, which in our instance we're using pork shoulder. We rub it in that tasso spice rub, again heavy on the cayenne. It's very spicy rub, and we put that in the smoker. We smoke that off. Of course, we let it sit overnight in the rub so it kind of sticks, and you develop that pellicle, that tackiness to the exterior of the piece of meat that allows for smoke to actually adhere to it. And we take that gravy, that ham, once it's cool the next day, and we chop it up, and we put it in a pot, and we cook it with our house chicken stock that we're constantly making, and a little chicken fat based roux. So roux is a fat and a flour cooked down until the flour you don't taste that flour anymore. And so then we add the meat to that roux. It all gets in, that flavor gets in, some of that fat from that pork shoulder comes out of it, and then eventually that tasso ham starts to get soft, and almost like you're braising a piece of meat, just like any other shoulder. It's going to get really soft after a while, and that's when we buzz it up, and that's what you get. You get little strings of that pork shoulder in there, and it's when you really think about it, there's not a lot of ingredients in it. It's a very simple situation, all told. It's at the end of the day, but it's that smoke, it's that rub, it's the fact that we even make the tasso in-house, that it all comes together slow food style into something that's really delicious with this spicy fried chicken already. So we put that there, and now it's time for Ken to try it.
Here we go with catfish and fried chicken here at the Screen Door in Portland, Oregon. You saw how it was made. Now let's give it a taste. I mean, it looks good. We'll try the chicken first with the dip. I'm using my fingers. The thing is, it's so tender and moist, and it doesn't feel heavy when you're eating it, and it's just so delish. Let me try not to be an animal. I will eat with a fork as I should. Oh, that sauce is best fried chicken I've ever had. Really, I mean, it was what drew me back here, the Screen Door fried chicken. And I'm a big fan also of catfish, so let's do that. A little lemon. Look at that roux. Oh, wow. I mean, it's not too spicy. Flaky and fresh. I love catfish. It's an underrated fish. And when it's cooked right, like this, look at how fluffy and white that is. Oh, you got to come here and have the catfish and the chicken. And do yourself a favor, get both at the Screen Door. They're on Burnside Street. The Screen Door, Southern cuisine with a Northwest value, Oregon ingredients. Doesn't get any better. It is tasty good.